Hey everybody!
What's that?
There was a rerun from... Was that our very first chat ever?
I'm not sure. Whatever one you have set up.
I've never done your show, right?
You called in to a couple of... one here, live.
Yeah.
Both you and Amanda called in. Oh, there you go. We're live.
We are live. Hey everybody.
Oh, you can see the mic now.
We'll be talking into that. Well, we'll pretend we're Larry King.
There you go.
Funny, you don't look like Larry King.
Oh, yeah, well...
That's a good thing.
That is a good thing. Hi, Scotia.
Hi, Leon. Nice to see you guys again.
Amanda is on her way. She sounds like she had a fender bender on the 405.
Oh, poor thing.
But fortunately, I don't think it was serious because she said, I took time out to exchange information and I'm on my way. So, God love her. Thank God it was minor.
Right.
Yeah, it's brutal out there today. I was in it too.
It's not supposed to start till Wednesday, right?
I don't know what's going on. Everybody's trying to get home so they can have an extra day off or something. I don't know. Who knows?
Well, whenever I drive up here from the style of the 405, it's always horrible.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. So...
Speaking of which, have you heard those little Debbie commercials that are clearly not made in LA, where they try to relate them to Los Angeles? They say, gee, traffic on the 405 is really bad, and on the 91. Then they haul out a whole case of little Debbie cakes and start eating them in the car. It's like, this is Los Angeles. No one is ever going to eat that stuff.
I would.
Well, driving?
I'm like, who are they marketing this to? Recent transplants to Los Angeles, and then they all act shocked that Little Debbie is in LA, but Little Debbie's been here for years.
Yeah, everywhere.
She's pervasive.
Oh boy.
Anyway.
So, the big news that,
Today's the day.
well, today was going to be the day.
Well, it was going to be the day. I guess I thought I was anxious.
Right.
Wolf Video released it last week.
Yeah.
And today we are now back online at Wolf On Demand. So.
Oh, that's
Perfect.
And you know so.
Yeah, hold it up.
oh my God.
Look at those high-tech special effects.
I know, man. We're
Leon,
split.
have you heard how many people have ordered it already? I'm stunned.
I don't know how many, but we're number 2 on their gay titles list.
People are giving shout-outs all over the web, and
really cool.
that when a video blogger contacted us, and that was a shock, and he's going to do a video blog about the show.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was the first one who posted a picture of him with the...
Brendan Mitchell,
Yes.
for those who are wondering what his name is, I said that video blogger. But
Not that, well, yeah, that one.
yeah, I'm super excited about this, yeah.
And I got an email about 2 nights ago on Facebook, but from someone who, wasn't a Facebook fan or anything, who just bought the DVD without seeing the show first, and saying how much she liked it, and she was going to show it to her brother and stuff. It's just, those are the ones that, like, freak me out. It's like, why would you buy a series on DVD if you've never seen it? But...
Well, it's the entire show up until now, and it's really a good price point, too. I mean, it was on sale. I don't know if it still is, but even full price is only $19.99, and then you get all seasons. And then you get the behind-the-scenes footage, you get that special...
I want to see that.
And you get the special...
the retrospective.
The retrospective, that's the word.
And it's actually even on a Wolf On Demand. You can either rent it or buy it and download it. So, and it's even cheap. I think it's like $14.95.
A little bit cheaper, so you don't have physical media
packaging. You also don't have this photo of these fabulous guys. And who are those
fabulous men?
Who are those handsome grooms there?
Now that isn't the final one we should mention, because the actual final case has Bruce on
Yes. This was a prototype. I don't have my
all
DVD
that stuff
yet.
about me being on the case or not being on the case. Speaking of which, by the way, Greg Louganis actually really got married, and he didn't marry me. He married Johnny Chaillot, who was just an adorable man. And I met him at a fundraiser, and they wore white tuxes.
Oh, nice.
A couple people asked me, they said, are those the same tuxes?
Like,
no,
thank
they're
God,
not the same tuxes from
You did a great job finding those, because they look great on camera.
Do you know the little story, very quickly, while we were getting fitted for our tuxes? The gentleman that was fitting us, and I use that term loosely, didn't have the right size for Greg. Greg was really gracious about it, but I was furious. And he points at Greg and he said, that guy might not be able to get his tux. And I pushed his hand down. I said, his name is Greg. It's not that guy. Well, anyway, this other gentleman wandered in. They'd opened the store early to fit our tuxes at this store that shall be nameless. I'm not giving them a plug. And this gentleman came in, and he was going somewhere. He said, well, you guys getting married, which was nice. And then he said he was going to Aruba. And Greg said, and then he said he'd never been to Aruba, and Greg said, well, gosh, I know lots of people in Aruba. Picks up his phone, just dials it, and starts chit-chatting with a friend of his in Aruba, and then tells this gentleman all these different places he might go in Aruba. And at the very end of the conversation, the guy just like stops for a second, and he goes, "You're Greg Louganis, aren't you?" It was really fun to be standing next to greatness.
I could imagine.
And we won't say the name of the store, but we guarantee it.
Gotcha. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Have we said the name before? Mm-hmm.
I don't think so.
Have we said Men's Warehouse? No.
Just did.
Well, it was all a happy ending. It was all a happy ending. We got nice tuxes and everything worked out.
And we got to throw up on them. And
it came out.
And they were none the wiser.
Yeah.
Although I took them back, I was a little nervous as they're like looking them over. I'm like, browsing, oh God. But they didn't.
After the Nelson fit I threw earlier when we were getting because I was scared to return them. So.
Well, I was like 3 blocks away at work. So.
Great.
God, that seems like 100 years ago.
It was 100 years ago, but it was fun. Oh my God.
God.
I think like getting married but not really getting married, it's wonderful. You get all the fun of doing it, but you don't actually have to fulfill anything afterwards, you know.
Well, you make it feel like a bad thing.
I know, I mean like living your life together and then getting divorced or I don't know. It's just for me, I'm not really the marrying kind, so, you know. Yeah,
yeah, I always say that about myself too, but when the right person comes along, I can see that changing.
I always said that too.
I've always been like very stoic about that.
Yeah, I never thought I'd get married.
Well, that was a very cool Greg Louganis story. I hear you may have another one you'd like to share.
Really? I might?
Yeah, tell us what it was like to kiss Greg Louganis on screen.
Oh my gosh, okay. I know that nobody could tell on the set, but I was actually super nervous, and I've done a lot of gay-themed projects, so I've kissed many a man on camera. It's usually not very much fun, because usually it's like, cut, tilt your nose the other way, Bruce, or your chin's in the way and all that. But Greg's actually already very proficient in working on camera, like he can hit his marks, which are the lines on the floor, so we stay in focus, and so it's a dream working with him. And he just like put me right at ease. He just put his hand around me and then just like opened his gorgeous mouth and and we really kissed. And we kissed several times because we had to do numerous takes, if you recall. And yeah, I was in heaven.
Was that, oh no, that wasn't very good. Can we try that again, please?
I was very respectful because, you know, I knew Greg was dating Johnny and they were slated to get married, so I wasn't doing anything like that. But I felt like that scene in the Brady Bunch. What is it where Bobby Brady has a crush on Melissa Sue Anderson and he sees the fireworks? Do you remember that?
Right, yeah.
It was a little bit like that.
Nice.
They did it even from the very first rehearsal. It was very natural, you know. Usually there's this awkward thing like, where do the noses go? You know?
Right.
Did you guys just...
Well, I actually give all the credit to Greg. He's just a very skillful person. He's very good on camera, and it's such a treat. It's like being with a good dance partner. Somebody that already knows all the camera moves. They know when to stop, how to turn their head. You get stuff done quickly, and then you can nuance and do other bits with your performance, you know? So, what?
No,
What are you doing?
that's him. He's talking about the actor who knows what he's doing. No.
Only maybe it looks like that.
No,
oh, come
you
on.
know. And she was on set that day.
I
so
was.
She knows too.
This is the guy that I look forward to being on camera with, though, because Leon is just an anchor. I mean, it's wonderful. I don't mean it. I didn't say an anvil. I said an anchor. in that it's like really good. What did I tell somebody the other day? I said it's like a really good tennis match, you know. Or actually on film it's more like a chess match because you're not you're not swinging. But when you look at me and you give me that look and I feel that electricity crackle through the lens, you know, it's like it's.
I really felt that when we shot our scene that's in the Halloween special.
Me too.
Because we did a rehearsal and then we did it, you know, a first take and I could see little things you were doing in reaction to the stuff I was doing. And it's great to work with someone like that.
Yeah, I don't want to give away any spoilers, but you gave me a look which helped me with one of the lines, and I was hoping you would do it. Usually in your mind when you're rehearsing at home, you put all that stuff in and you hold the other actors doing it, and of course, Gus, you're the writer too, so it was good. It really helps, but Leon did all of that, so then it helped me improve my side of the camera.
Improve?
Yeah.
No. You're so modest.
I haven't actually looked at this. Gosh, I'm stoked. Wow.
That's the prototype from the first draft of the artworks. They haven't.
So it says,
but they had.
In quotes, in parens, sex life end for gay men as they approach 50? That's a good question. And of course, if people watch the show, they will know that it doesn't end.
Not by a long shot.
I like Queerty, that blog that posted today about it, said that it asked the questions, does sex life end for gay men after 50, and then definitively proves that it doesn't, or I'm paraphrasing.
Which is one of the things, and I think I've said this, I've often been quoted in interviews, but when we first met, we hadn't actually talked about me being on the show, but I'd actually just sent you a note praising the show because I said, for me, not only as an actor, but as a gay person, I feel often marginalized as you inch up the ladder and get older, in terms of how people put you into you get stereotyped into buckets. You get stereotyped for casting, and you get stereotyped socially. And one of the things is, you're no longer sexually relevant after a certain age.
The boyfriend, the neighbor, the coworker,
Right, and when I watched this show, I'm like, in the back of my mind, I thought I'd love to be a part of it, but I didn't think there would be an opportunity. So,
cheers.
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 We're drinking on
That's
camera.
fine. Virtual.
We're celebrating.
Oh, we are celebrating. Here's to many more seasons of Old Dog Matrix.
Hope so.
As long as you don't
Speaking
know.
Two or three.
Well, we know three's coming, so what do you think? I mean, I know you don't want to put the cart before the horse, but there has been, on various shows that I've had you on, which is a gazillion of times all over the place, is
such a whore.
Is maybe a possibility. I mean, you'd like a season 4, obviously, right?
Yeah.
Or maybe a feature.
There's nothing stopping us from doing a 4th season. It all depends on how well it does on DVD and with Wolf on Demand. If it does well enough for them to, say, give us more, and I'd be happy to give them more as long as they want it.
Wouldn't that be marvelous?
I'd love to do at least 1 more season, maybe 2, and then a feature film.
I'd sure love to cap it off with a feature, though. I just feel like that would be the wonderful cornerstone for this whole project.
I can't wait to shoot season 3. There's,
oh, me too. And you have lined up some really cool guest stars for season 3.
Yes. You get to work with
Britannia Alda, and she of course has been in many feature films, but of course within the gay spectrum, she's known as playing Carol Ann in Mommy Dearest, and I know so many people that just love the character of Carol Ann.
Yes.
So I'm so excited. You've of course met Britannia. I haven't met her yet, and I'm really excited about it.
She's
working with
so cool. She's the coolest. She's so game and so into it, and boy, she really likes Nelson. I can't wait to see. She kind of plays how Lydia is a reflection of Nathan. Britannia plays Barbara, who's Nelson's
reflection
assistant.
of Nelson.
And so Lydia and Barbara go at it as much as Nathan and Nelson.
I can't wait to see that too, particularly between two of them. And I wish Amanda was here to weigh in on this.
Well, she's on her way.
But can you imagine what's going to happen? I mean, we already know how our characters feel about each other, which of course we don't feel like in real life.
Yeah, no. Although, don't you think we should be like how the shows in the '80s were? Linda Evans and Joan Collins hate each other. Shouldn't we be playing that up in the blogs and stuff?
Rumor that we hate it.
Hard.
I guess I don't know if I could play it out in real life though.
It would be hard,
it's
especially on set, because anyone who's on set would be like, "No, that's not true."
And I can't even do Nelson if I don't have a script in front of me. I just did an interview for another show called Tag Team. It's supposed to be going on TV, and they asked me what the inspiration is for the character of Nelson. And I said most of my inspiration comes from the script, but it's true. Do you know what I'm saying? I mean, if the script wasn't so, I wouldn't be able to do the character, and I think the other cast members who are here today, they would say the same.
Well, but I mean, you bring so much to it that isn't new. I mean, I know you're not Nelson, but you do it so well that I think some people probably think you are.
Maybe so. I know I did get turned down for a management deal because they said that they already had somebody in their roster who was too similar to me, and I'm like, no, that person to whom you are referring is really just like that. I'm actually not like Nelson. I can actually do other things. But it just, you get typed. No, but my point is the blueprint for the characters is really in the script, Leon. It's really good writing.
Thank you. Oh.
He's so modest.
Well, it's adequate. I guess I can admit that much.
Well, I have to ask, who came up with the Nathan Adler?
I know, it was in the script.
Well, the script just said Nathan Adler. You know, like you.
Come on, nobody can do it like you can, Bruce. It's like a trademark catchphrase almost.
It really is.
It's a little bit of a riff on Nellie Olson from Little House on the Prairie. Another interviewer kind of called us on it, and he's right. I was sort of channeling a little bit of Alison Arngrim for that. Because she sort of had that, Laura Ingalls, no, Laura Ingalls, you can't go to my party because you're just a country girl.
Country girl.
I'm not doing it the way I did it. I got fired from a show where I was doing a riff on her, and can I say that on here?
Yeah.
Oh, it's offensive.
No, it's not.
What I did was I broke the word country into 2 syllables.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and everybody laughed, and it was funny, but it was risky, and then afterwards the producers were like, we need to talk to you. This is a family show. I'm like, oh,
Did you just do another take?
No, this is live. It was a show. Exactly. No, everybody was drunk anyway.
That's funny.
Fair
You
enough.
know, you live and learn, right? Right.
So if people don't have the DVD or they would like to pick up the DVD, tell them where to go.
They can go to, actually, our website, olddogsnewtrickstheseries.com. We have links on our homepage and our shopping page. They're all over. Or you can go to wolfvideo.com, which is wolf with an E, video.com. And if you want to download it or rent it streaming, it's wolfondemand.com.
That's so exciting. And
Who could that be?
Gosh,
We have
who's
a
at the
special guest
door?
star.
Be our guest, be our guest.
Are you okay?
You can't see it, but she's all beclumped.
She is.
Oh, she looks great.
You look wonderful.
Get over here and get on camera. We need some glamour.
Let's make an Amanda sandwich.
Where would you like to sit, girl?
Let's put her in the middle.
Put her in the middle.
Put her in the middle.
Hi. She gets
Ladies
on
and
here.
gentlemen, Amanda Gari.
So happy to be here.
We're glad you
are
could make
okay? Tell us what happened.
Driving in complete and utter 405 hell.
That's redundant.
Yeah. But I thought, seriously, I thought giving it an hour would be enough.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I'm driving along and I'm just here. This all of a sudden I'm thrown forward, boom, like that. I mean the real, crush your car.
Wow.
Oh my God! It sounded like When Harry Met Sally, but it wasn't good like that. And the guy, and we had to travel for like miles before we could even pull over because there was nowhere to pull over. But he was super nice and turned out my car, he totally cracked the front of what looked like a Maserati or something. So.
What did you say to him? Ha ha, that's you get for not paying attention.
Thanks for the info. Good luck. Bye.
Now
I hope Triple A's quick.
I said, I'm doing a show in 10 minutes. Make it
You realize who I am. She really is a trooper. I mean, we first met on Carved in Stone and on opening night. Can we talk about that? Is that all right, Cindy?
Yeah, sure.
Well, if you talk about it.
My daughter was in labor. I told her that she was not allowed to give birth on opening night. And being the defiant child,
She did it anyway, didn't she?
So they thought that I was going to have my understudy go on.
On opening night. No.
So funny. So funny.
Understudy.
Like her about Eve, if she can walk, crawl, or roll, she played. Yeah.
So I called over to the hospital, and they said, right before curtains, they said, she's 3 centimeters dilated. I said, we're going.
Because it was her first.
We got loads of time.
Yeah.
I gotta love it.
Yeah, it was great.
So maternal.
And I'm like, you can skip a curtain call just, the minute we're done, get in your car and go if you have to. But
I
no,
totally hear you. It's like, yeah.
No, it was fine.
Such a trooper.
I was going to say, talk about being a trooper.
Yeah.
Is there somewhere a bitter understudy who's gonna write about this?
No, because she's in the Halloween special.
Yeah, we were great friends.
Okay.
Yeah, everyone really got along really well on that show.
Absolutely.
It was a
We
great
had
experience.
a blast.
No more blind items in random columns.
No, not for that. No, we all really liked each other. No, wait, but let me. Oh my God.
Oh, is she going to rescind that?
No, we all really liked each other. It was a great experience. There was nothing to write a blind item about. So, oh my God, I can't believe you said that. It totally caught me off guard.
That's hard to do, but you said just talk.
Well, you know what? It is a sign of success, though, and popularity if a show does get gossip and get blind items. So, I mean, you have to look at the positive side of it. People are talking. Just when they stop talking about you, Or like, you know, I complain sometimes about going to a show and I'm like, how many more times can I get my picture taken, right? But you know, it's when they stop taking your picture that you
I have never asked that question.
I don't know. I just wish, you know, if they're going to write about us, write something that I can share and repost and not be like...
Right.
Can I share the great Skippy Lowe moment?
Yeah.
The cast of Cartoon Stone was being interviewed at show with
Would you like some more?
Skippy. I would, but is there any white?
There is. What would you like?
There is white?
Oh, I don't know. No? What do you guys got?
I'm not a red gal, so we'll skip it.
Oh, man.
Large?
I'm sorry.
Like pink.
Pink, there's pink stuff.
There's pink
What
ones.
did he do? What is
A little dabble doer.
Okay, all right.
If you don't like it, you don't have to drink it. Doesn't
We
need
need
alcohol.
alcohol, okay?
I do,
Okay.
but then I also have to drive home. But anyway, so after the show,
Maybe a drink will do you good.
Skippy
Lord.
Lowe is coming to interview the cast.
Mm-hmm.
And we're very proud of this show, and it's really garnered some, you know, great reviews, and everybody's really, yes, there we
Every
go.
arm
look
and
at that.
poster carved in stone. Recognize the guy on the left, Kurt Bonham?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Wow, okay.
As Tennessee Williams. That's
But no, and everybody was just, I mean, and this man, oh my God.
Oh.
No, he was just incredible, our Quentin.
Do you remember when you came into audition?
Yes,
It was just like
instant friendship.
I mean, as
Instant.
soon as our eyes met, I just felt like, I'm going to know her. We're going to be friends.
Isn't that amazing? So y'all have worked together before.
Yeah.
I wish I had seen Carved in Stone. Was that in Los Angeles?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We did it here in San
We should do
Francisco.
it again.
I'd love to.
I think it would be very relevant. People have a huge interest in Quentin Crisp, which is what we're talking about, right? His story, right?
Mhm.
I actually met him, you know.
Can you play Truman Capote?
Yeah, I bet I could, right?
Absolutely.
What did I say? I thought I looked like Truman Capote in that one hat that I was wearing.
Sneaking around the corner.
Your blush, darling.
Oh,
Thank you, executive producer Lawrence Lane.
Fabulous.
Okay,
That's what I really do. I booze up the cast before each take.
Just for the sex scene.
Our secret is out. I don't have any sex scenes. Yeah. Right.
Well, yes, it's the opposite word for.
What was the Skippy Lowe
Oh, so
story?
Skippy Lowe. No, I've got to.
Okay.
I have to finish the story. So he's come to interview the cast after the show, and we're waiting for these like insightful questions. He's got a whole pad with him and everything, and he starts it out by saying, "Now, why do you suppose theater in LA is so bad?"
Yeah, just start out with a slap to the face. Thank you.
That just
The whole show, he's like, well, see, that's the problem with live theater. It's like,
Now, see, now I have it all wrong. I should have started this streaming podcast off with. Now, why do you suppose all web series are so awful?
because they don't have my cast and crew.
I missed my chance.
There are variants amongst the web series. I'm not saying they're good or they're bad, but I'm saying there's different styles, which is quite
Yeah,
interesting.
that's true.
I started watching more of them because I want to see, and it's just like television. I mean, a television series, there's many different types of shows, and
levels
I just find it fascinating, you know? And in film, like for example, Old Dogs New Tricks is shot very much like a feature film or a single camera traditional TV show where the shots are lit and we do close-ups and masters. But not all of them do. Some of them shoot it more like a 3-camera sitcom, you know, where they do everything in one big take, like it's television, like it's a mini stage show. Excuse me. So it's interesting to watch that, and there's nothing wrong with either one, but it's just
We did
you know.
some more of that for the Halloween special, just because we had so much to cram in that we did more sort of like long master shots for some of the stuff as the
Do
story
we have
was
a
getting
gag reel
faster.
coming up? For that?
All the good stuff happened on Sunday, right?
God.
When I wasn't there, all the good stuff happened on Sunday? Okay, now you have to share.
Well, no, it's just she's got some great stuff that'll be on the blooper reel.
Oh,
for her
yay.
season.
Oh, my.
It was like a moment with Harvey Korman, and Harvey Korman wasn't there.
I know. I was watching don't take this the wrong way, but I was watching the footage. It's like, okay, up to there they can use that before she starts laughing. And then that take used right after she stopped laughing. And But it looked like it was so much fun.
I never do that. I never do that.
No,
I don't
that's the first time you've ever. I don't think you've
just-
even had a single blooper.
No,
Yeah, you
You've
don't
never even
strike
got
me
up on the
like
line.
somebody that would ever, you strike me as somebody that would be flawless. We don't have any scenes together yet, but.
Oh, you will.
Oh, I know. I can't wait.
Can't wait for that either.
After that.
But you sing on the show, too, which is phenomenal, and you have that wonderful line, for what I'm getting paid, I would have come out and done it in a coconut bra. I actually would have liked it if you had worn a coconut bra.
Why didn't I write a scene of the two of you, since you were hiring her to sing at the wedding? And I did always feel like that was kind of something we never explained. How did Nelson even know Lydia?
It's time. You know how there's, like, not time for everything,
Yeah.
you know? And it's like such a standard now in broadcast television that things go more quickly.
Oh my God, so
you know?
much. I just read an article the other day about how shows are kind of changing their pacing. Because it used to be, 5 to 7 years. That's what you aim for, and you kind of, like, structure the overall thing. Now it's like, you want to get those weddings and those deaths in, like, year 2 or year 3, because you just never know.
I think Desperate Housewives was one of the ones that pioneered that, and they did something which I call half scenes. They'll do part of the scene, then they'll just cut away, and then you just assume that the rest of the scene played out, and they go to the next scene. And for a while, me being used to more traditional TV, it took me a while to catch up with it. Yeah. And then after a while, I started thinking it was cool, So,
that show really faltered, though.
Yeah.
They had a couple towards the end. Then the last, it kind of like they picked it back up. They rallied at the end, but then it had drooped right before that miserably. Do I really want to stick with this?
Which is interesting, though, because do they have the same writer for everything, or they must have a series of writers?
Yeah, Mark Cherry was, the showrunner's usually I don't know if I can talk about my theories about Desperate Housewives. I think the problem with that, what happened was that they, without naming names, I think they just found it just too stressful to have those scenes that really were the backbone of the show, all of the lead characters together, because there was such infighting between a couple of them that they didn't really do that. Like they moved Terry Hatcher off to some other neighborhood, and I think that really hurts the show.
I don't understand that at all.
Thank God we all get along so
well.
well.
The reason that happened is because nobody likes Terry Hatcher.
That's how
That's why.
But I mean, if you have a job, it seems like everybody should show up on the set.
How do you really feel?
Not me, I don't know.
But you need to make it work. I mean, on Old Dogs we do. I actually am not really aware of any issues on Old Dogs, but my point is, we show up, we do the work, we show up, we do it, and
do it well.
That's, you should be grateful for the work, right? You should be pleasant, professional, and focused at all times.
And hair.
Yes, that.
No, I think when things are going, when things are confusing or something's not going, I think an actor should feel free to say, wait a minute, this isn't working, or
but you can do that in a kind and professional way, or you can be a douche about it.
That is true.
Sorry.
This is a fucking family show, Scotia. Jesus.
God damn it.
Sorry.
I've been on other sets, not this set, where they're having other issues, people that aren't prepared, things like that. It's very frustrating, and sometimes you just pretty much can't do anything except grin and bear it and hope these people learn their lines or hit their marks or whatever they were getting paid to do.
What I thought was funny watching another web series was there's a lot of attention paid to detail on ours, which I think is really great. I'm proud to be a part of that, about continuity and seriously hair and makeup. I mean, things like that. It presents people in the best possible light, no pun intended, and that's a good thing. We like lighting. But because I've seen web series where they have some romantic scene and two people are in bed, and this girl has like a gigantic bruise on her thigh.
And they don't use makeup to cover it.
Right, no makeup cover, and it's not a part of the scene. It's not an S&M scene. It's just, and all you can do when you're watching this is concentrate on that bruise. And why exactly did you think it wasn't necessary to cover that?
Was it Courtney Love is doing a web series now? Is that?
Seriously.
Well, just like the bruises on legs.
She's just trying to copy.
Yeah.
Everybody's got one now, damn it. That's too funny. Yeah, I think that we're in an era, too, where there's this big explosion. We've got internet. which opens up all these opportunities for new independent stuff. And you've got good stuff, and frankly, you've got bad stuff, because you've got those folks that say, gee, I've got a camera, let me make something.
And let's get it up this week instead of taking time to plan it out.
Yes.
To your point, Lydia, it's true. And one of the things I really appreciate is something called last looks, if I can just bore everybody for a second. Right before you shoot, you'll have somebody come up and just double check to make sure you don't have a wisp of hair that's sticking up or that weird stuff. That stuff just leaks out in high definition. And, you know, last looks is like everybody's. It's industry standard.
Don't you find, too, as an actor, you can focus more on your work as an actor if you don't have to worry about checking yourself. You know, if you know someone's just, and you don't have to even go there. That's what I like most about it.
Part and parcel. If it's professional, you can relax and perfect your craft.
Well, it does come across in the final product. I mean, I can say as someone who's been watching, because on the various podcasts I've been working with, I would have other web series come to us and say, you know, will you please, you know, review our show and things like that. And obviously, I'm not going to name anybody, but
name.
no, because I don't want to slag them off and say that they're terrible, because everybody's got to start somewhere.
Exactly.
And I mean, if you don't get the practice and you don't, you know, just work at it, you're never going to get any better. And honestly, just looking at some of these other series and then going back and watching ODNT, it's night and day. I mean, the high def is just professional. The details, as you guys mentioned. I mean, there was this one where I couldn't even watch the entire first episode, which was like 10 minutes, because the camera was moving so much I was getting motion sick. And there was another one where the camera was okay, but the mics, I don't know if they didn't just have a sound person or what, but there was this like big echo, because they're in this like big high ceiling like loft area.
That's the worst.
And you can't hear, and it echoes, and it sounds like they're coming from over there. And then, you know, you look at ODNT, and it's like, my God, you know, why can't everybody just, you know, it doesn't necessarily have to cost a lot to put more effort into it to try and make it presentable.
Yes, it does.
It costs well, I know it costs a lot of money. I'm not saying it's free. But I'm saying, you know, if you took a little more time or just do a little more research, if you really, really, really want to do it, you know.
And also, you know, have a really great crew. I mean, our crew is...
yes.
Amazing.
I noticed that when I was there.
Nothing to do with, you know, how good it looks or how good it sounds.
The crew on almost any good show works harder than the extras.
Oh my God, it's true.
You know, the things that they do.
That's why I always get pissy with actors who get testy with the crew, because it's like the crew has been here an hour, at least an hour before you got here. They'll be here an hour after you leave. They work far harder.
You know what? If you're nice to the crew, they're more than likely, it's true, I'm not saying I'm nice to the crew just because of it, but if you have a good relationship, they're more than likely to bend over backwards to make sure what you're doing gets the best framing, you know, how the camera frames the shot and in the best lighting and things like that. So it's important. It's a team effort.
And it's just more fun if you get along with the crew and crack jokes. And,
right.
You know, makes it more like a party.
That's true.
I haven't met anybody that on set that I would have like a crossword with. Crossword. What am I?
Crossword.
And the funny thing is, I didn't even blink. And that's okay. I get it.
Is there a puzzle there?
No, when you tell
Why, that would be an enigma.
Wrapped in a mystery.
Was it a challenge writing, coming up with episodes for season 3? I mean, did you find, oh God, I've got season 3?
Well, you know, originally I had some scenes written and knew basically the outline of where it was going to go originally. It was, I won't bore you with where it was going to go, but it was about Nathan and Damien breaking up and coming back together and trying to figure out, you know, how to make it work despite a lot of differences. So the challenge was really kind of like, okay, we're not doing that anymore, kind of let's, you know. But I found once I figured out where it was going, I actually enjoyed that direction so much more, because it was just much more rich. You know, it wasn't just about, oh, the age difference. It became about, well, I can't really talk about it without giving too much away.
Right.
But it became more about the other differences that people have, you know, because there's so much more besides age that, you know, can cause conflict. And plus Nathan kind of, you know, he's been like the good guy, the glue guy. And so in season 3 it was kind of nice to like let him kind of go off the rails a bit. And
So he forsakes his superpower.
well, I think
a little bit.
Well, a little bit. I think a lot of that's just who Nathan is. But actually, two of the dogs, Nathan and one of the other dogs, have quite a falling out for a couple episodes.
Uh-oh.
Dun, dun, dun.
I just keep going back to that one scene with Nathan and his therapist, and the therapist's like, so what's your superpower? So.
I'm the bionic bitch.
I was asked this question the other night, and I said I would be the super goddess of choreography. And they said, what would your weapon be? And I said, tap shoes. And I would take people. I would take 5, 6, 7, 8.
I can see that in like one of those comic word bubbles. 5, 6, 7, 8, bam!
I'd like to see that.
And again! Repeat.
And you know what Christopher said to that, my co-host on that. Oh my goodness!
Why don't you plug your show?
Yes, please.
Oh, my talk show on Blog Talk Radio, Late Night Rendezvous, with Christopher and Amanda.
Sounds sexy, doesn't it?
And when's it on?
And we are Wednesday nights, 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern. Oh, I actually got that out. Wow. I have to try and think.
I know, I was
to
just
sense
3
the
hours.
direction and time.
I do too. Always screwing that up.
But you know, it's just funny because he's from North Carolina, and whenever I say something that strikes him funny, I know it's a given that's his response. There's like a 2-second delay, and then, oh my goodness!
He does have a really charming accent. Very sweet.
Very cool. So what else can you guys tell us about season 3? Well, I know pretty much. Well, I knew the story arc before you had to start rewriting a whole bunch of stuff, and I don't know how much you guys know yet.
They've received the script. I don't know if they've read it yet.
Okay.
I have read the
Oh,
script.
good boy. Gold star for Bruce Hart.
Well,
Amanda.
what's in store for
Amanda.
season 3? I just think, well, for my character, Nelson Van Eddy, he's going to have a little more of a story arc. He's going to be in it more, and we're going to explore our relationship.
Yeah, we have a lot more circumstances bring us together more.
Us too. Yeah. I'm quite excited about that. So I don't want to give any spoilers, but I'm very excited about doing it because it does show a little bit more about why we don't like each other and why particularly my character is, I hate to use the word bully because it's sort of overused, but my character kind of bullies your character. Right?
Well, if Nathan had a spine, he wouldn't let you.
Wow.
Well, Nathan's he thinks too much. He's not good on his, his relationship with Nelson's like the thing where 5 minutes later, after it's over, he's like, God damn it, why didn't I say this?
I actually think I'm more like Nathan in real life, I tend to take the high road when people are snarky, So, it's just interesting. But,
Not with me on Facebook.
Oh, that's private. No, I'm talking about, maybe when I'm encountering other actors and things like that. I actually can't think of a good instance. I guess maybe on other sets or with casting directors or somebody's kind of bitchy, that kind of thing.
Oh, no, I can think of one after audition. It's happened so often, back in the days when I did audition. Where, you're sitting there waiting with all the other actors and someone comes out of the room going, oh, guys, just go on home, I just nailed it. You just want to be like, gee, I've never heard that one before. That, you really have to,
That would irritate the snot out of me.
Yeah, that's hard not to react.
Auditioning process out here in LA has changed so much, and I don't think for the better. There's so much you have to submit. Well, if you have an agent, and, some work you get is through that, but otherwise, you submit and you get called in, and even if you have an agent, you get called in. So let me just jump to the next part. It's just, everything's online. Even when I went to one audition, you had to go up to this little machine and sign in. And I was kind of younger, so I didn't want to put my reading glasses on, so I didn't have them with me. So I went up to the little screen, which I couldn't read, to try to sign in I ended up shutting down the entire frigging system. And there were all these little places where people were auditioning. It was horrible. And then this guy who was like 12 who was doing the casting comes out. He goes, yes. I said, I think I pushed the wrong button. They ended up having to go get somebody to put the whole thing back on my aim. It was just game over for me, right?
Well, see, then that's not your fault. That is poor software quality assurance in the whole system.
That's it.
Speaking as a qualified software QA engineer, that's ridiculous.
Exactly. Then I went and sat down, and again, everybody sitting next to me could have been like my son or my daughter. I said, "Are y'all up for the same parts or what?" You know. I didn't realize that they were also doing it, you know, an audition for Glee. It was just really awful.
I know this place. I know the place that you're talking about.
Yeah,
and it's horrifying. It's horrifying. Because I see myself in a certain light, and I think it's a realistic one. But I don't. You know, you get in these things, those booths where they tell you they want you to like slate. And you say, "Oh my God, that's Margaret Hamilton looking back at me." I woke up this morning. I didn't look like that. It's just not. You can't degrade yourself like that by being photographed in, you know, fluorescent lighting with no expression. That's not realistic. That's just cruel.
It is.
Would you say it's kind of a demoralizing experience?
Totally. And I don't think that it's showing you in your best light in terms of your work.
Yeah.
Right.
Because I know that if somebody sees me in person, they will get a completely different view. And I'm looking at a piece of videotape. You don't get the sizzle from what somebody does with an audience on a piece of tape. You just don't. It's not possible.
And it's not good technology in the sense that that's not how they're going to actually film this thing, God help us, hopefully not, right? So it's the equivalent of like being on a really, really, really crummy webcam. So I don't know, you know. So I kind of tend to, when I get auditions, pick and choose. And I've turned a few down, and I used not to do that, and now I'm like, I'm not going to do it. I don't know, what about you guys?
I haven't auditioned in 3 years, so, yeah.
Well, you've been kind of busy.
Yeah, a little bit.
You
know, with the show, I try, if there's any way possible, I try to cast actors without auditioning. Because I auditioned for season 1, but I think that was pretty much it. It's just, you don't really get an accurate view, first of all, of the person's actual talent and skill, because you know, if they're nervous, I don't discredit someone for being nervous. They can still be a really good actor on set. They're just crappy auditioners. Yeah, I'd much rather like how we met and just had coffee and like got to know each other, and then you get a sense of the person, and then you can go and like, you know, Google them and watch their stuff.
Nothing had come out of it beyond the meeting. It was really fun. I made a new friend. We had so much fun. We have to do that again soon.
Yes, we do. Starbucks is
my favorite audition story personally that kind of encapsulates what I'm saying is that I came in and did an audition for, this was for stage, was for 42nd Street. And I did Shuffle Off to Buffalo. Great song for me. It was I thought it was a really fun audition. And later on, you know, I didn't get it. And it's common, you know, obviously. But a friend of mine did get a part in the show. And he was friendly with the choreographer, and she had been sitting on the, you know, dais or whatever while we were doing our thing. And he said, "Oh, you saw my friend Amanda at the audition?" Yes, she was wonderful. He said, "Do you know why they passed?" I said, "Oh, she's too short to play a songwriter." I'm sorry, I have to laugh at that because that's so absurd. Is that the best?
Oh my gosh.
You know what though? At least you know it wasn't your talent. It was
yes!
weird, idiosyncratic thing.
That's funny.
That happens all the time.
It was almost worth not getting the role just to have that line in my pocket.
If you hadn't told me that, I just, part of my brain has trouble believing that kind of crap happens.
Oh, yeah. No.
Because this is like way out of left field. You guys are totally going to pick on me, which is fine, but there's this movie from back in the 80s. You guys remember Golden Globus Productions and stuff like that? You Never Breaking, right? And the female dancer goes in for an audition, and she does this great routine, and she's normally a brunette. And they said, "Oh, we're sorry, we're looking for a tall blonde." And so she comes back in these tall heels with a blonde wig, and they does the same great routine and say, "Oh, we're sorry, we're looking for a short brunette."
Yeah.
It says, "Screw you people."
Well, I do think sometimes people do use that as a, you know, an easy way of like.
So it's too short to be a songwriter.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Interesting.
I actually once was told I wasn't gay enough, which...
Oh my gosh, really?
What are you supposed to do? Dress up in glitter and
for
all
Pure Madness,
redesign the store?
Pure Madness, there was this murder mystery with this, he was a hairdresser, was the main character.
Oh, for Pete's sake.
And they, like 3 times they called me in to audition for that and then the cop. And they're like, well, you're not gay enough for the hairdresser and you're too gay for the cop. It's like, I'm not gay enough for the hairdresser?
They were obviously looking for a poor stereotype.
Well, yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah, Pete's sake.
Yeah, I had the same thing for that, we saw, I'm blanking it probably for a reason. That play we saw, the split, Run for Your Wife.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, where there's the upstairs neighbor who's supposed to be really flamboyant.
Yes,
and
yes.
I wasn't gay enough for that one either.
Really?
Yeah. Well, I know, shocking, isn't it?
They get this image in their mind, though. You know, it's not just for gay roles, but for any kind of a role, and it's just, you know.
That is true.
And unfortunately, there's like lots and lots of us out there. So, you know, until you become like a name or something like that, you know, you're part of this whole business of flesh peddling. You know, and just bring in another and bring in another.
Yeah, but if you're good enough, I think.
Yeah.
Like, there was a part in Old Dogs originally who was supposed to be Latino, and the actor who came in wasn't, and was so good, we just, you know, okay, you got the part.
Just changed it?
I'm aggressive when I want something. There was a movie called Trouble with Barry, and I knew there was a funny little comedic turn in it, and they had a fun indie couple to do it, and they, for some reason I thought, posted they weren't going to do it. I'm like a Gila monster. I'd already sent one note to the producer. I just wrote to him and I said, oh, they can do which isn't true.
Oh my God!
You should cast me, but I was taking a risk, but making a joke, right? And I ended up getting the part, you know. So you know, it doesn't matter how you get there as long as you get there, right?
Sometimes it doesn't.
He's clawing his way to the top.
Sometimes it doesn't work though. There's an actor that you and I both know, and I don't think either of us like.
Oh right,
Who auditioned for Brad. And was so obnoxious, and I know his thing was like, I'm going to go in character, and he like hit on our one straight producer, and
that person's just
was
annoying.
so over the top and so in our face that it was just like, okay.
Please don't. Just be safe.
Yeah, but
yes, I hear you on that.
yeah, it's
Okay, well,
you
let's
have to
talk
be
about,
very careful when you do that kind of
let's
stuff.
talk about something a little more positive.
Oh, why?
Lydia gets a love interest this season.
Lydia
doesn't get a love interest, she gets laid.
Repeatedly.
Have you practiced your walk of shame for the camera yet?
Oh, is there shame involved?
So,
Thrilled.
talk to us about it.
Well, I don't really know the, full
Didn't read the script.
scope,
No.
the full scope of how this is being filmed yet.
You mean porn? What are you asking?
Well, I mean, I know that, I don't know how, there's making out involved. And
There's making out. She does, you'll see Lydia making out, rolling on top of a bed.
All right.
Closed, though, I'm sorry.
Let's just look at her. She's going to be really great in those scenes. She was phenomenal. Seriously.
With the great actor Andy Gates, who I've known since my San Francisco days.
Very
so
cool.
You sort of handpicked.
I did.
Did you?
Because the part was written, and Lawrence threw me my surprise 50th birthday party, and Andy came, and you came. And you guys were talking. You guys really hit it off.
Well, we went to the same college.
That's right.
That's cool.
Which was very cool. Emerson in Boston, and he was there after me. I said, you know what? I said, I left a pair of underwear in the dryer. If you could go find it for me. So that started the conversation.
Nice.
And he's darling, and we just hit it off, got along so well. And then I saw he sent me videos that he's done, and he's hilariously funny.
He's a great actor. He's a really
wonderful
good
actor.
I can't wait to see this.
And cute as a button, so what could be better?
Cute as a button.
Cute as a button.
Like one of those faces you want to...
And very kissable, right?
Yeah, careful with this gesture.
Among
I
other
did
things,
this.
huh?
Yeah, well, some like it this way, who knows? Felipe's in the chat room. He says hi to everybody.
Hey, Felipe, our fifth dog.
Yes, and Imperfect Creature was curious. She's asking, is Amanda asking whether this is a Brad type scene?
Oh.
No. No.
Only Brad does Brad type scenes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think it's
Although Nathan has somewhat
okay.
Brad-like scene in season
Although there's
3.
plenty of leather under here.
You're just gonna be glam. Everybody's got their little aura. No matter what you do, you're gonna be glam when you play that scene. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna be. She'll probably be channeling Dynasty or something like that. Don't you think?
I'm actually in that scene with you.
Oh, are you two together?
What, coaching me?
No,
It's
when
a
you're rolling
three-way.
on the bed over the. Yeah.
Wait, what?
I discover Lydia.
I was gonna say,
remember-
ODNT's getting a little expansive
Remember
here.
the scene in the season 1 finale when she walked in on me with?
Yes.
It's kind of a reverse of that, actually. I never just realized that.
Except
now.
Lydia was like, she's all proud. She's like,
I think Nathan's jealous.
ooh, because there's another man in her life?
No, that she's got the hot young.
Oh, okay,
and
that
he
makes
doesn't
sense.
have anymore. That's
That makes sense.
Plus, it's on Thanksgiving, so we all know how holidays are.
Yes. Very dysfunctional usually.
Okay. I said too much.
How about entirely?
Okay, entirely.
It's Thanksgiving and it's coming up too.
Oh my God! What are you guys doing?
I'm going to a restaurant. I make dinner by making reservations.
It's the best way to do it, in my opinion.
You?
I am going to go to my former co-star, but from stage, Don Lucas's house. We're just doing a very small, intimate gathering, meaning just 2 other friends, and just throwing it together. Because in my other life, I'm a pet sitter, and I have dogs to sit that night. So I'm not making dinner for anybody. I'm on a time schedule. It's like turkey, stuffing, dogs have to pee now. So it's not really a big family happening, long table thing.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. I had no idea you were a pet sitter. Do you like pugs?
I love dogs.
Okay.
I actually currently sit for a pug, an old blind pug named Dude.
Oh.
And this was the best. The other day I came to walk him, and his owner said, I'm leaving the lights and the TV on for him.
Uh-huh.
And I walk in, and the dog is lying on the floor, faced away from the TV. And I couldn't get out the camera fast enough. I said, this is just priceless that the owner leaves on the lights and the TV for a blind dog. I love it.
Well, maybe the noise is okay, but the dog's obviously not watching it.
And he's particular about the Food Network.
Really?
That's what he likes to hear.
Really?
Okay, that's funny.
Because I always assume dogs don't really hear the TV because they don't really react to it. I mean, it's very rare when we have there's a cat or a dog on TV that Charlie hears and reacts to. Happens sometimes.
I've had friends who have dogs and they leave Animal Planet on for them, and they get totally into when they have the dog shows on.
Wow.
Yeah.
And it is from the noises, obviously, because they're not saying, ooh, she's got a beautiful coat.
Look at the tail on that.
Nice.
Are you doing something special for Thanksgiving, Leo?
Lawrence and I are having dinner with Fab and Peter Brandt.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Friends of the show and friends of ours. And up in the Oak Sitter, Sherman.
Oh.
Yeah. But they live where we shoot Nathan's condo scenes.
Wow.
That's their house. So
I recognize those names now.
beautiful house. We've only scratched the surface. Just that it's a gorgeous house, and they're really lovely people.
They are.
It's gonna
They're
be
very
fun.
nice.
Very cool.
What about you?
I have absolutely no idea. Probably just cooking at home because I'm a contractor, so I have to make sure that I'm available for work and stuff like that.
Really? Even on Thanksgiving Day?
Well, no,
yeah.
I don't have to work on Thursday and Friday, but that's the problem. I don't get paid for Thursday and Friday, so I have to try and make up my time, over the weekend maybe.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, but I'm headed back up here to LA in about a week or so to see, there's a Twin Peaks festival. No,
cool.
sorry, not Twin Peaks this time. It is On the Air.
Oh!
Which was hysterical. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of it. It was, everybody knows, big name drop, I'm a huge Ian Buchanan fan. And, and he was in another, oh God, I'm having...
David Lynch.
Thank you! Another David Lynch production right after Twin Peaks, I think, called On the Air, and it only lasted for 7 episodes. And it's this comedy that takes place in the 50s, where this sort of actor who
I've
has been, have you?
Yes,
He's just he's full of himself and all this other kind of stuff, and it's like everything that can go wrong on live television does.
Nice.
And so USC is having a retrospective. They're going to show all 7 episodes on the big screen, and then there's a question and answer session with some of the stars afterwards, and Ian's going to be there. So
terrific.
So I'm going to hang out there, but that'll be
next week.
The 8th.
Just amazing. Yeah, I forgot about that, and it only lasted 7 episodes.
Yeah.
These things come and go, and sometimes you fall in love with something, it goes off the air, and you just wonder, what happened to that thing?
Exactly. Yeah. And in order to get it on DVD, I had to have it imported, so it has Japanese subtitles on the bottom.
You know.
Because it just didn't take off here.
Yeah.
But so that's where all my big planning's going. So we'll probably just do something small.
Cool.
We have 1 vegetarian, 1 non-vegetarian in the house, so it'll be fun.
Well, it's not a big holiday. I mean, I don't.
Well, you know, at least it doesn't have to be dysfunctional for me this year. So.
The next one coming up, Hanukkah and Thanksgiving are on the exact same day.
That's unusual, isn't it?
Yeah,
I don't think it happened
Well,
once
It won't
before.
happen again for 81 years.
Thanksgiving.
There you have it, 81
What did you
years.
say?
Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving.
I was going to say, you know,
No, Hanukkah and Christmas.
Yeah, something entirely
I'm
different.
telling you.
Thanksgiving.
See, and that's the crazy thing, the difference in our professions. With the pet sitting, it's just off the charts. I mean, I was just like had to turn things down. I was starting to like get hives from the idea of like, okay, I can't be in this many places at once.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what people think they just all of a sudden they made all their plans and then it's like the last minute they say, oh, we forgot! They make
I'm surprised they just don't take them with. I mean, in LA, don't you find people just take their dogs everywhere without asking?
They do.
Yeah.
They just don't take them.
well, no, not. I mean, I'm talking about plane trips. I'm talking about they're going,
true.
you know, east or
That's true.
or further.
Well, we did a lot of talking about season 1 and 2 DVD before you were able to join us. Do you have any thoughts? What's it like to be on DVD?
It is super exciting. No, I mean, I'm still amazed, as I'm sure they said, about the way it's.
She's just amazed at this crappy show.
Because it's just what we said, so many good things. Look, he's blushing. So many good things go by the wayside and don't get the chance that this is getting, and that's why I think it's so special. Of course, I'm not on the cover, but you can find me on my own CD, Night of Neurotic.
Which I love, by the way.
And in season 3, you'll find her on her back. So,
She's all over the show.
Price I pay.
well, somebody's gonna do it.
But I love being on the show. I love the camaraderie and which is just tremendous on the show, just tremendous. And my greatest joy was being in the wedding show, that reception. I loved doing the singing and my imitations, and we had such a great time that day. It was just, I mean, it's always a great experience, but I think that was
those 2
that
days
was
of
the
the
highlight.
wedding, yeah. It's so funny
That was
too,
the
because I was
highlight.
just thinking, oh my God, if anything can screw up, these would be the 2 days with every cast member, all these background artists, you know, 4 or 5 named guest stars. Oh, please God. And it turned out to be...
It was like clockwork, and it was such an emotional day, too. I know for me, when we were doing the walk down the aisle to get married, and it was fake, I actually had a moment there where I really felt emotional, and it's strange because I don't think I am that emotional, but it was very hard for me to restore the Nelson character and not like, cry a little bit because, you know, you're going through this whole act of walking down the aisle. And I think this was in the midst of Prop 8 still, right? Weren't we under
I
the
think so,
regime
yeah.
of Prop 8? So I was thinking about that, and I'll never be able to get married in Southern California. And then, of course, now that's all changed, you know. Yay.
I was praying before those episodes came out, please let the Supreme Court decide this week. Wouldn't that be great if they decided the same week as this episode? But no, they had to be lazy.
But at least we did it, you know?
We did it.
Yeah, no more Prop 8.
Which is funny, in season 3 we have 2 gay divorces, so...
Well, that's the other side of it, you know?
Yeah.
We can get married, we can get divorced.
2?
2. Well...
We kind of know about 1.
Spoiler alert. Spoiler
Yeah,
alert.
we're not going to talk about the other one.
Well, anyone can get married and then divorced.
Have we talked about WeHo Horror Story?
Have we talked enough about Halloween?
We didn't talk very much about it this evening.
I like calling it WeHo Horror Story because that title is not holiday specific. It is a special episode, and it happens to be set during Halloween, which has always been Leon's favorite holiday.
Oh.
Not anymore. I got it out of my system. 14-hour days is Wonder Woman. I'm done.
And the Wonder Woman costume is now retired?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I've got it sort of stashed in case we have to do any pickups with like boots or hands, you know.
Right.
And I was sorry I had nowhere to go. And my scene was like over and done, and I was this fantastic
Oh my God, she looks great.
outfit.
I'm sorry I missed Sunday. I wish I could have been there.
No.
Well, we
cat
were
scene.
14-hour days.
It was very
It
good.
was long enough
You're
for
giving away too
Saturday,
much.
yeah.
Everyone's giving away too much.
No, we're just saying our
This is the
costumes.
executive producer saying.
The
We have to shut.
No. Well, we can say that it's the We Horror Story picks up 2 months after the season 2 finale,
Okay.
and within the first 2 minutes, we've answered all the cliffhanger questions. And I know that sounds rushed, but I don't think it's rushed. It's just
Yeah.
in the course of conversation or whatever, and then we move on and kind of go on this little adventure mission, and there are some surprises and some funny surprises and a couple kind of sad surprises. So, and is that enough? I should stop there.
I just thought it was fun. It was a magical time. I'm very happy to have been
It was a fun shoot. I think it's going to be a really fun episode and a nice bridge between seasons 2 and 3. You know,
Okay.
give our fans and everyone, you know, everyone who's loving the show, give them something to look forward to, you know, while we continue to develop plans for season
And it's about
3.
20 minutes long, so.
Mad Men doesn't do that. They're off for a year and a half, and just,
Right.
you know, and then suddenly it's back on the air. But so it's like a little love letter to our fans.
That's
And
very
you
cool.
can't do a gay show without doing an episode on Halloween, you know. It's the gay Christmas, so that was fun. Anyway, you see her bloopers. I said, oh my God.
I was giddy that night. I don't know what got into me. I was very giddy. And the kids in the scene, I won't give anything away either, but they were just tremendous. They were just such little troopers. Really.
A lot of extras in this in costume. It was amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you going to be able to put the blooper stuff up on YouTube, or does Wolf own the rights to all that too?
They have first dibs. What we'll probably do is save the bloopers and then just put it together with all the season 3 bloopers when they do the DVD for season 3.
Very cool.
Or maybe we might be, since it's 20 minutes and not like a full season, if they won't, we could actually put the bloopers after the end credits. I hadn't thought about that.
That's an idea. Now, is it going to be one episode, or are you going to split it into 2?
We're debating that now.
No, we're not. Don't you say?
I would like it to be one episode.
It's one episode.
Okay.
Just because structurally,
Very cool.
it's all.
It's just, you know, you want to keep watching it, and you know, there's this. I think it's a fallacy at this point that people won't watch something longer than 7 or 8 minutes on the web. If it's something that they are interested in watching, people are watching whole movies now.
Absolutely.
Entire films.
Especially.
And then it'll be, of course, on DVD as part of season 3 ultimately. You know, I think it just flows to such a degree. You're not going to want to have it stop in the middle and then have to wait.
Well, my thing is, I don't want people to, if we do it in 2 parts, even if they do come back for the second half, that urgency of what's driving them through the plot, it's not quite the same, so.
If it was, you know, all 10 episodes, it might be a different story, you know, but it's not. It's kind of a standalone thing. And I think the amount of attention to detail that was paid in this particular episode, you know, a lot of really fabulous decor.
Danielle Lee,
from our design team.
Danielle Lee.
Everyone in costume. The crew was all really on game. You know, it was a special shoot, so, you know, I hope, I mean, we haven't seen the edited version of it yet, so we really have absolutely no idea, but what we think we got on camera is special and funny, resolves a lot of stuff, you know, so in that way, people are not kept waiting, ultimately, for season 3 to see a lot of that resolution. So it kind of sets, you know, it ties that up. It has its own trajectory then, you know, which is really kind of just a fun little adventure, as Leon put it. And then it plants the seeds for the rest of season 3, so that it will leave everybody going, Wow, okay. I'm waiting for that.
Well, one thing, I mean, I think it's kind of obvious that we can let it be known now that Charlie Sheen was fired from the show.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's through the blind eye. Now it can be
Fired from another show.
It was too much.
Yes, he wanted to have sex with me all the time.
Well, and he was on what's that show? 2 Men and a
2 minutes and a half.
2.5 Men.
2.5 Men.
But no, Charlie Sheen wanted to be one of the little dogs, and we said no. There are only so many numbers you can have.
Oh my God.
You have 2.5 now, and then you don't have 2.5 more now.
Have you had?
No.
You guys, we better be careful here.
It's Charlie Sheen. We can say anything.
No.
Charlie Sheen. What
Okay.
could be said that hasn't been said about Charlie Sheen?
That he's a compassionate human being.
They're joking
Yeah.
for the people who don't
No.
get it.
I really enjoy his work.
When I was in Indiana writing the show originally,
Yeah.
my dad's crazy about 2.5 Men. I would see it probably at least once a day
Yeah.
in reruns, and then he was a part-time. And I have to say that was really watching that show, because remember when I first started writing, I'm like, can we get away with this? This is just filth. And watching 2.5 Men, it was like, oh my God, filth is all the rage. This is, no, not a problem. If people can handle us kissing and making out.
Self.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, it was the tiger blood that got him kicked off the show.
Yeah.
So, you said today was the first day it's available streaming from the
Yes.
Wolf On Demand website,
Yes.
right? Okay, so I think it was this morning you PM'd me on Facebook and said, so what's the plan today? And I was busy watching the pilot. I've seen it a jillion times, like, oh, this is a moment, I have to watch it.
Oh.
So for the people who don't know, and just maybe they're new, tell your friends, tell your neighbor, and so on and so on and so on. If anybody hasn't seen it, go to the Wolf On Demand website, or you can find the link also from
at Old Dogs New Tricks, the series.com.
there you go. The first episode is free.
Yes, the pilot.
So if you want to watch the pilot, which sets everything up, and I really especially like the closing of the pilot. It's slightly slow-mo, and Nathan's talking about, you know, my friends, and
Priceless.
they're priceless, and, you know, they only get better, and so direct them to that, let them watch the first episode for free, which I think was very cool of Wolf to do,
Yeah.
and if they like it, you can get the 2 seasons online for a slightly cheaper price than the DVD,
download it online for I think 14 something, or buy it on DVD for.
But see, if you don't have a physical DVD, then when you go to that fan event later on, is it this year or next year?
This year. Oh, thanks for bringing that up in August.
You can't get an electronic.
Hot as hell in Palm Springs.
You can't get an electronic copy autographed. So
buy both.
Well, don't want to see it later anyway, because my scenes don't come until later.
Exactly.
So, come on.
Yeah. No.
So tell us about the Hot as Hell.
Hot as Hell. It's an event. It's organized by Steve Silverman, who's a web TV producer behind Pretty the Series. Pretty the Series. My diction is too much of this. And The Inn. This is the second annual time they've done it. It's basically a lot of not a lot. A select number of web shows getting together and hosting a weekend to meet their fans. And it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday. There's a talent show. There's a breakfast with all the actors. There's a bingo game. Bruce and I are going to sing Bosom Buddies in the talent show.
I'm really excited about
I am
that.
too. I'm very nervous. I haven't sung in public in 300 years.
It'll be great.
But yeah, it's, let's see. Fumbling Through the Pieces is there. Pretty the Series. The Inn. Ragged Isle. Where the Bears Are. The Vanity the Series.
And more.
And more, and more, yes, and more, because they're all really, because they're all really good shows. I'm really flattered that they asked us this year to join them. So,
very cool. Now, how can people get tickets to go to this?
Online.
Actually, go to our website. If you go to the news page, and just scroll down a bit, there's a link there.
Perfect.
On their brown, it's the brown paper bag ticket thing, but they also list the whole agenda and events. So
Very good.
It'd be really fun.
Yeah, it should be
Looking
fun.
forward to it.
You want to drive down to Palm Springs?
Yeah.
Cool. In August?
No. I don't think I really have a choice, do
It's
I?
called Hot as
It is hot as hell.
And they have a talent show down.
Well, we'll have martinis. It'll be fun.
And this is when is this happening?
August, oh shoot.
August of 2014. Okay,
Correct.
fair enough.
Yeah,
So
I think
people
it's
have
like
time
August 2nd to the 4th, but
to book their hotels and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, they can find that
Well, it's actually at the Riviera Hotel, so you
Oh,
can
okay.
get a room there or, somewhere else. It's,
Very cool.
Well, since Pretty the series is also appearing, Michael Taylor Gray will
We'll
likely
be there. That's right, Michael
I
Taylor
think
is
you
there.
work up an act for the talent show.
That's
Yeah.
brilliant.
Oh
You get to
my
do-
God. Okay. All right. So
Sorry, Steve. Just book another talent show act. Hope you don't mind that we're taking over here. Oh, fabulous. That'll be
You're
fun.
gonna love it.
if you don't know him, Michael Taylor Gray, who's in Pretty the series, is just a brilliant comic talent, and we worked together just numerous times. We did a cabaret act 3 or 4 times. We've done 5 shows together, and it's just a dream to work with.
He has a radio show now, too, doesn't he?
Yes.
MTG?
OMTG.
Oh, MTG.
Very cool.
It's blog,
Also
blog
on
talk.
Blog Talk, yes.
My little chat gnome tells me that it's August 8th to 10th, 2014.
August 8th. Thank you. The internet.
Chat gnome, imperfect creature.
We'll just throw a few ice cubes on the steering wheel.
Yeah, there you go.
Or, well.
So I promised when we were trying to think of Leon, when you and I were talking earlier, trying to think of questions to ask. I mean, you guys are like a super easy interview. I love this because I don't even have to ask the questions.
You can't
It's just
shut us
awesome.
up. Yeah.
It's awesome, and it makes my job a heck of a lot easier. I'm just a rapt audience. But I promised I would ask all of you to share one of your most, okay, well, it's not really favorite because it's kind of embarrassing. I wanted each of you to tell me an embarrassing story. You already did, Bruce, kind of, but you are more, I'm sure the audience would be more than happy to hear another one.
I'll tell you an audition story, and I'll make it fast.
Okay.
I was going to audition for something I really didn't want to be in, and it was this comedic thing, and I was actually too old for the part, but I still went because they called me in. And it was supposed to be this guy who goes into a restaurant, and there's the men's room opens right off of the dining room. While he's in the bathroom, he goes to the bathroom, he accidentally gets himself wet, and it shows, so he tries to clean it up, and then he tears his shirt, and then his pants fall down, and all these other awful things happen. And it's all because he urgently had to go to the bathroom when he went to the restaurant, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm driving to this darn audition, and there's no parking. Finally, I'm like, I see a Target parking lot, and I whip in there, and suddenly I urgently have to go to the bathroom. I'm like, I have 5 minutes. I have to get there, but I've got to go to the bathroom. There's no way. So I like barrel up the stairs. This big monolithic Target, right? And I get up to the top of the stairs, and the bathroom is being cleaned.
Oh, no!
I hate when that happens.
So I go into the women's bathroom instead, and there's a woman in there, but she's cleaning. And she goes, "You can't go in here, sir." And I'm like, I don't care. Too bad.
Good for you.
I whipped into the stall and started doing my business, right? Well, guess what? I'm mirroring the story of the script, right?
Oh my gosh.
Not much I can do about it. I have to get to that audition, right?
Right.
I should have just given it up. So I hightail it out of there. I leave my car in the parking bay in Target where I ended up getting a ticket. Run around the corner to this casting place. Go in there, and I decide, wouldn't it be really funny if I told that story as part of my starter to the audition? I told it, and it was just like, blah, 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 blah.
Oh my gosh.
They're all like, how do we get this guy out of here with all these, well, anyway, you know. It was bad. Needless to say, I didn't book the job. Okay, I'm done. And it was fast, right?
Yeah.
It was. Amanda?
Wow, too numerous to mention.
I know.
Pick one of your favorites
Okay.
that's not mortifying.
Okay. When I did one of the shows that I did with Michael Taylor Gray, it was Judy at the Stonewall Inn at the Celebration Theater, and I was playing Judy Garland. And
wow.
an acting coach friend of mine said to me once, she said, you do a great Garland, but I'll tell you something, she had bigger breasts than you. And I think that you would feel more like her if you like padded your bra in some way, and that would be more Judy. So I have on her, usually it was her Carnegie Hall outfit with a sequin top and jacket, and I bought these little cutlets, and I
Right.
put them inside, and I had this very big dramatic scene, and I said, and I was the toast of the screen, and wham! It was all, and the thing split out and fell on the stage. Chicken cutlets on the stage in my big scene, and I looked at them. Michael looked at them. There was nothing we could do about it. I just finished the scene and walked off, and Michael said to the stage manager, "Clean up on aisle 3."
Oh my goodness.
Oh my God. That's funny. Yeah.
It's funny, I actually never thought of Judy Garland as having large breasts.
She
I never thought of her as having
did.
breasts.
She actually had a very, what they called shanty Irish body. It was thin legs and everything, but top heavy.
Like kind of barrel.
Well,
a man would be called barrel.
In her latter show years, she wore a lot of those sort of caftan-like things, and you're right, I guess it kind of...
They were always trying to circumvent her figure with some kind of body altering thing. Like in Meet Me in St. Louis, it was the striped dress, the black and white striped dress, because all the stripes came in at the center to make it look as though there was more of a waist.
Oprah.
Yeah.
Well, Leon has not told his story.
Oh.
I'm not letting you get
Well, no, I'm just, when you make a career out of being humiliated, it's hard to...
That's an actor's life.
And we've got 15 minutes left, so if anybody in chat has a question, please fire it our way, and we can maybe get an answer for you.
Yeah, probably. I mean, that was oh my God. It was the last play I did in San Francisco, actually.
Okay.
I was doing a play in San Francisco and had a laser eye surgery. And being the trooper that I am, I decided, I can go on. So like the very next day, I had a performance and being basically blind in one eye. So in the play, I played this kind of bitchy office manager and had a scene with the lead character where I fire her and she hands me her office key, which is brass colored. So we're doing the scene. She hands me the key and it falls out of my hand onto the floor. And because we're playing, adversaries, she's not going to pick up the key and give it to me. Well, of course, the floor was like, I don't know, what do you call that kind of like wood where it's processed wood all pressed together, where it's like it's not one solid color.
Like a parquet or something?
Sort of parquet-ish.
Okay.
But basically, the key was the same color as the floor.
Oh, lovely.
And, I'm like, give me the key. And she won't do it. And I'm like, okay, and it felt like 20 minutes. I know it was probably like 20 seconds. But like I had to be on my hands and knees on the floor, like trying to find this key.
Oh my gosh.
It's like, well, there goes my position of power in this show. And she was not, I finally found it, but she wasn't helping, and it was 20 seconds of sheer terror.
Oh.
Which now, why didn't I just leave it there and say, fuck it? But it was just something that,
Well, you expect,
the power.
you expect your fellow actors to help.
Right.
And you know who your friends are on stage and who they aren't.
Well, I could feel her sort of like willing, kind of like...
But not wanting to break character,
Yeah,
maybe?
kind of trying to like sort of like to your left, sensing that energy. But yeah, no, it was a very good cast.
Some people just stand back and let you flounder.
Flail, yeah.
Not
In fact, it was the first time I ever played a villain, and I remember in one of the earlier scenes
And the laugh.
in the show, and the laugh. There's a scene where I'm talking to all of my employees who all spent the whole play talking about how much they hate me. And I remember, like the 10% of your brain that's not playing a part, that's, thinking about dinner or whatever. It's just like, God, everyone, they really hate me. Did I say something before the show? Or did I piss somebody? And it didn't occur to me till like that night. It's like, these are just really good actors. You're feeling what they're supposed to be giving you.
Right.
But it was having not played, someone unlikable, it was something to get used to. Like, oh my God, this is like real animosity.
There's a famous story between Estelle Winwood and Tallulah Bankhead. They were apparently on stage together, and the phone rang, and Tallulah Bankhead said, "Answer the phone, darling." So Estelle, and it wasn't supposed to ring; it was a mistake. So Estelle Winwood answers the phone, and she says, "Hello, it's for you." theater, I think the three of us would rock on stage.
Oh, I think we carving stone.
Something was a lot of fun.
Oh.
One of the other nights in Judy at the Stonewall Inn, this was really funny too. Michael was supposed to be playing a drag queen who was supposed to be the worst Garland impersonator that ever was, and I came back from the dead to show him like what he's really supposed to do.
Okay.
And I'm just cursing him out at first. And this one night, I don't know what happened. It's just like this speech impediment from hell. The line was, "Well, you couldn't get a job at a drag show in Pocatello, Idaho." And I just said, "Well, you couldn't get a job in Pocatello, Idaho." And he started to bite his lip, and you could see like he was getting like this thing like this, like.
Oh.
And I started to laugh, and he started to laugh. And the scene was over, we went backstage, and we just held each other and screamed, "When did I become Elmer Fudd?" And every night after that, I started to see that his lip go up, and I said, "Honey, I'm not going to do it again, so just get your poker face back on."
That's the worst, laughing on stage, hysterical laughter. Gosh.
I think it's ever.
Oh, it's happened to me. Oh. I had this one actor that always laughed, and it used to just piss me off, so I could get past it. Stop laughing, let's just get to this, it's a comedy, you're ruining it. But then, eventually, it just sort of wears at you, and eventually I started laughing too, and the audience would be laughing, and it just, it's funny once, but, 3 times during a show, it ceases to be.
Right.
It ceases to be amusing.
Yeah.
So, you were a bit like Judy Garland is on her TV show, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I loved that show.
Have you ever had a cell phone go off on stage while you're performing?
No.
Jeffrey Hartgraves, the guy.
On stage?
Well,
In
in
the audience.
the audience while you're on stage. Jeffrey Hartgraves and he was in that play with the whole aforementioned key thing.
Okay.
And there was a sequence where there were 2 parts of the stage, 2 offices going on, and he and I were talking in my office, and something was going on in the other office. And when the other office was going on, he and I were like, frozen.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're frozen, looking right at each other's eyes, and a cell phone goes off in the audience. So we're like,
So freaking annoying.
and they're continuing the scene, but we're just like, and Jeffrey's also the director. And then we hear, "Hello,
Oh, God.
who do I really play?" And this woman starts having a conversation, and
Right
it was
in the
like,
audience?
yeah, and it took every ounce of, we were just like,
Oh no, I'm in the play.
but it was so great. The curtain call, we come out, and he comes out and takes his bow, and I didn't realize that he had arranged with the stage manager to call his cell phone just as he was bowing. So he started bowing, he's like, "Oh wait, excuse me, hello." Right.
I was luckily humiliated.
Yeah, it was.
I don't know if you guys read this article too. It happened a few years ago, I think. There was.
Lawrence Fishburne?
Was it Lawrence Fishburne?
Yeah,
He was
Soccer-
doing a fellow.
No, it was
no?
Lion in Winter.
Oh, was it Lion
With
Winter?
Dr.
Okay.
Channing. Turn off that fucking cell phone!
Yeah. I wish he sort of broke character and stuff, but.
Turned to the audience and said that?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a total breaking of character.
Patty LaPone.
But yeah, I mean.
But
Oh my God, there's on YouTube.
Yeah.
There's a clip of Patty LaPone.
Just like that.
God damn it!
Turn off that fucking cell phone.
And
Right?
Pull it out of
goes
here.
off. I mean, she just
Well, you
went
know what? I
off.
don't blame them. You know what? They're ruining it for everyone.
I don't.
Yeah.
In the movie theater.
15 years ago, I would sit there and freeze and not. If it happened today, I'd probably break character.
And I went to this little thing at this.
Oh.
God, I forget what the name of the theater was. There's so many little ones here in LA.
Mm-hmm.
But Ian Buchanan was doing something. He was the Lion in Winter. What is that, like a bad luck play or what?
Oh my God.
But
I'd love to see him do that play.
It was a reading this time around.
Okay.
So, but I love them, because there's like a little more intimate and it's like off the cuff and it's just very cool. And somebody sitting, her frickin' cell phone went off, and I realized we didn't really pay money for these tickets, but have a little respect
It
for
is
the actors
respect.
and their craft. For God's
And
sake.
to your fellow audience members.
Well, yeah, and I just rolled my eyes, and and apparently she was a friend of like the owner of the company or something, and I'm like, she's so lucky that
I don't like cell phones in restaurants. I think people need
I don't
to turn
either.
them off.
Yes.
It's crazy.
Well, and now they're about to allow them on planes.
That's what I hear.
And I think it's
Now
gonna,
it's cell
I
phones.
like the quiet on the plane. I don't want to hear people chattering away.
And then they say they're going to have a talk-free zone, which is almost as funny as what used to be the smoke-free zone on a plane.
Exactly.
You're in an encapsulated place that
Yeah.
has no open windows.
They should have a talk zone, like where smokers are now forced to go somewhere.
In the bathroom. Lock the door and then you...
Yeah, but then nobody could go to the bathroom and there'd be a lot
Oh,
of
that's
That's
true.
If they don't serve food anymore, they should allow the galley to.
Was that food that they served? Was that?
Well, it's supposed to be.
Debatable.
Do you guys feel like answering a question from the chat room?
Sure.
All right, Carrie Droll, who comes to all of these. Hi, Carrie.
Yay! Hi, Carrie.
Hey, Kay.
She wants to know what types of roles, this is for everybody, what types of roles have you never done but wish you could?
Oh, Mama Rose and Gypsy.
Yeah?
Yeah, for sure. It's my dream role. It's what I live for, and I'm still hoping it'll happen.
Get on that, Leon.
Well, you have really many years to go before actually you're not Mama Rose's age.
He is not only a wonderful producer, but he's a good friend, a really good friend.
So, when you get up there with Roz Russell, then.
And you won't have to be dubbed.
No. You've got a lot of time to still fulfill that dream.
I'm counting on it.
I would like to hear Bruce's dream.
Well, I mean, in terms of film roles, I'd like to do some more dramas. I've done a lot of comedies, but I consider myself to be a dramatic actor. And don't laugh, because, I'm... but, if we're talking about theater, I actually have a musical comedy background. I think you know that, right?
Yeah.
And I want to bring, they're playing our song back to the LA stage. But
I like that play.
I want to do it with a twist. I want it to be two guys. So we'll see if I'm able to pull it off. So, you know that show, right?
I love that show, Neil Simon and Marvin Hamill.
Writing the perfect disco song. They're playing a song.
Oh, yes, they're
playing a
playing.
song.
There's a great line in there because her ex-boyfriend is named Leon, and there's a great line, and it's that in everyone's life a little Leon must fall.
I can agree with that, my personal experience.
And Leon falls quite frequently.
Leon. Your turn, Christina.
What was it? Oh, I would love to do like a James Bond kind of villain. That would be really fun.
Yeah.
But probably
the
part in my bucket list. I'm not going to die till I play George in Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf.
Oh. Nice.
Which I know seems like, oh, you're a comedy actor, but again, I've really been doing comedy since I've been out in LA.
It's so funny because I so see him in the Vanessa Redgrave story instead.
He's buying this hoodlum. That was a quote of hers. I'm not calling her buying this hoodlum.
Carrie, you probably got more of an answer than you wanted, huh? I'm glad you're here today, Carrie. We love you.
Emily just joined us as well. Emily Don.
Hi, Emily!
An Imperfect Creature says, Amanda's still too young, but I can see it eventually. Totally agree with Lawrence.
Maybe you could be my Martha.
Oh my
God!
I would love that.
Wow, that'd be a great show to redo.
3 acts. Isn't it 3 acts?
I don't know. I love it, though.
I love shows where you can get angry and scream.
Oh, my. I don't understand these actors. I have a problem with anger. It's like, how can you have a problem with anger?
Yeah, right?
Way to get it out on the stage.
That role, you know what I mean?
So fabulous after you.
How much time we have left, Leon?
2 minutes.
Okay. Floor's open.
Well, we should mention Kurt Bonham, who is rehearsing tonight. He's got the lead in 2 plays coming up.
He's working.
He's working.
We hate him.
Do you have the names of the plays that people can...
I did know them, but of course now that I'm on camera,
well, check out for those of you Facebook.
At the Sacred Fools Theater.
Check out
Sacred Fools Theater,
yeah, and check out Kurt Bonham's Facebook page.
Kurt works a lot.
Is he playing, is it William S. Burroughs?
Yes.
William S. Burroughs,
William
right?
S. Burroughs.
You should have that
Okay.
information.
Yeah, I should have it. I'm sorry, Kurt. I should have had it.
Kurt is totally worth seeing. I saw him at Absolutely Filthy, and I've been hooked on Sacred Fools ever since.
Yeah,
so,
it's a great
and he was great in Houdini, too. Oh, he's really good with, like, the manual dexterity and the card tricks.
Well, he worked at the circus.
I remember that, I remember reading about that.
And we got to mention David Pasner, who plays Ross.
Yeah.
And Jeffrey Patrick Olson, who plays Muscles.
Miss you guys.
And because, we have this cast that works all the time.
Which is good.
Which is good. It is good. It means that they are very talented, and I can't wait to get together in March and start up again.
I do a lot of benefits, which is why I'm sleeping on the street tonight.
I see. Do you at least have a cardboard box?
A refrigerator kind. I got the good one.
Oh, you got the good one. So that's why when people knock on and say, Amanda, are you home? Did you answer? Frigidaire, Amanda.
So we're still recording, but...
Oh, let's say Kurt is starring in Bill and Joan at Sacred
Bill
Cool
and Joan.
Windsor.
Bill and
Thank you,
Joan.
Emily. Appreciate it.
Actually, didn't William Burroughs shoot his wife in the head?
I don't know.
I think so. It was an accident.
Yeah, the Bill and Joan, they were doing...
He was trying to shoot
yeah.
something. He was
An
trying to do a
apple.
William Tell.
Yeah. So that must be the Bill, that must be the Joan.
William Burroughs, yeah. So
That'll be fun to see.
I want to go see
Great
that,
actor.
yeah, because
Great
the entire company there is awesome. They're very good. And the tickets are cheap. I mean,
Yeah.
for good theater.
Yeah.
So go, but just not on the night I want to go because parking is hell around there.
Unless you pick her up. Yeah,
I don't. I always turn mine off and it goes.
I know, if Kurt's playing William Burroughs, I wouldn't want to be the one whose cell phone goes off when he's on stage. He's a nice guy, but Burroughs, I don't know.
And how about a quick recap? We didn't mention all the guest stars you're going to have in season 3.
Oh my gosh, well, Ian Buchanan's coming back as Kristoff for a multitude of episodes. Retanya Alda, who's best known for Mommy Dearest, but has worked, I mean, she's worked with De Niro and many of the
It's
great...
absolutely amazing that she's willing to do the show.
I know, playing Nelson, the evil version of Lydia.
Okay.
Catherine Lee Scott from Dark Shadows is coming on to play Muscle's mom
Very cool.
in our Christmas episode.
That scene is going to be sweet. I can't wait to see it acted out.
I can't wait.
I just got a warm fuzzy reading.
Ah!
I was like, oh, it was perfect.
Well, I really wanted her to make her be like the dream mom that every gay guy.
Right. Wishes they
because I wanted to show, how did Muscles get to be this,
the sweet guy.
sweet,
Yeah.
very.
Yeah.
So yeah, he gets it. He got it from his mama.
Well, there you go. And we mentioned
Andy Gates.
Andy Gates. Yeah.
Gloria Gifford, who you would know from Halloween 2 and
Yeah.
Spinal Tap.
Yes,
She's going to be involved in one of the gay divorce storylines.
Gotcha.
And Parnell Damone.
Parnell Damone Marcano.
Thank you
Yeah.
so much. Is assuming the role of Neil.
He's awesome.
He's in our Halloween special.
Yeah, I got to meet him on the Saturday
Isn't
part
he
of
a
the
nice
Halloween
guy?
shoot, and I didn't know who he was at first. I thought he looked vaguely familiar because I've seen the photos on Facebook. And we were just outside, he was all dressed up in his leather and full whip. And we just started talking. He is so easy to talk to.
He's
a
so
lovely
cool.
man. He absolutely
He
is.
was in
And steps very comfortably right into the role.
Oh yeah.
I can't wait to see it. Yeah, I
He was
really
in
like him.
Brad's Three-Way in season 2.
Yes. And when I was going back and doing those images for you, it blew my mind. It's
Well,
like, hey.
I've worked with him for many years, go back to 1999 in Los Angeles theater. I've done, went to, I think, 3 plays with him, so I've known him for years, and it's just random coincidence that he's now on the show. Isn't that weird?
That is. It's very cool, though.
I know, it's awesome.
Yeah,
So,
very happy.
How are we doing on time?
We're at 8:33. We're still recording, but I really gotta pee.
Okay. Thanks for sharing with us, Leon. So, Amanda?
Now we're all far. Or do you want to keep talking?
No, I was going to close it up. But Amanda, it's great. Thank you for being with us this evening, especially after the fender bender. I hope everything's going to be okay.
Oh, God, yes.
Bruce, it was great to have you. And Leon, of course, thank you for inviting me into your home.
Oh, thanks for
I
coming
should
in.
have the mic in front of me and a cigarette. And
I know. You're here. You're
And
there.
Lawrence, thank you for joining us.
Happy to be here.
And go ahead, you want to plug the DVD one more time?
Yes. It's called Old Dogs and New Tricks, the series, as if you didn't know. It's available at WolfeVideo.com, or just buy it at our website, OldDogsNewTricksTheSeries.com. We have a link.
Which will end up taking you to Wolf Video.
Yeah. I think it'll take you right there.
But if you go to, but also if you go to our website, we still have some clips. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
There's
still fun stuff at the
Still a great
website.
site to check out.
And if you'd rather,
and you can buy the DVD through our website.
yeah, and if you'd rather either rent or download it online, you can go to WolfOnDemand.com and have it right down on your laptop. Sounds vaguely disgusting.
And one more reminder for those who may be concerned, if you did contribute to the Indiegogo campaign for Season 3...
Oh, yes. When Season 3 is on Wolf On Demand, we'll be giving you little access codes so you can see the new episodes for free, because Wolf was very cool about, we didn't double jeopardy, double indemnity.
Double charge people.
Yeah, we didn't want people to donate and then, you have to turn around and pay to see it, so.
Double indemnity with Barbara Stanwyck.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
Stan Week.
that was a good one.
Well, thank you all. It's been a pleasure, and
you.
hope to do it again sometime soon.
Sure.
Yay.
Maybe for Halloween, or
Halloween.
WeHo Horror
For the
Story.
WeHo Horror Story.
WeHo Horror Story.
I'd love to.
Cool. Thanks, guys.
Good night, guys.
Night.
Bye-bye.